Gotcha.
And he used to call me. I have another person that can verify that he knows me. He called me one day. I was here in New York.
Samuel L. Jackson never backs down from a fight, and when Donald Trump tried to deny knowing him, Jackson came armed with receipts. Literally. It all started with a shady golf club bill, an unexpected charge that exposed something much bigger than just a mistake. Turns out, Jackson wasn't the only one caught in Trump's web of suspicious memberships. And when Trump tried to brush it off with his usual Twitter tantrums and lies, Jackson didn't just call him out, he destroyed him with the truth. The real question is, how deep does this scam go?
Is this true that he signed you up for one of your golf clubs and didn't tell you?
Yeah.
So you had to pay, like...
No, I didn't pay.
Okay.
I got a bill that I didn't pay.
Okay.
Because I had no idea.
Think of sitting at home, sipping on your coffee, minding your own business, when out of nowhere, you get a bill in the mail. But not just any bill, a membership fee for a golf club you didn't even know you were a part of. That's exactly what happened to Samuel L. Jackson when he got an unexpected invoice from one of Donald Trump's golf clubs. Confused and slightly amused, Jackson took a closer look at the bill. The problem? He hadn't been to that club in years.
I had my assistant call and tell him I don't really belong to that club and I haven't been there in 3 years. And they go, well, you are a member and here's your member number. And they were charging me some pool fee for being at it. I haven't been there.
At first, Jackson thought it must be some kind of mistake. Maybe some mix-up in their system? Maybe someone with a similar name was accidentally billed under his account? To get to the bottom of it, he had his assistant call the club and sort things out. Surely this would be a simple error that could be fixed with one phone call. But nope. This was no mistake. The club staff insisted that Jackson was an active member. Not only that, they even provided him with a membership number, as if that would make it official. Jackson was completely baffled. How could he be an active member of a club he hadn't set foot in for years? Something about this whole situation smelled fishy. Was Trump's golf club billing people without their knowledge?
I mean, something today that said Trump said he didn't know me.
He said he didn't know you. I actually have his
let me
tweet
see
right
the
here.
tweet.
This is very exciting. So there you go. It says, I don't know Samuel L. Jackson to best of my knowledge, haven't played golf with him, and think he does too many TV commercials. Boring, not a fan.
When the story started making headlines, people were eager to hear what Donald Trump had to say about it. Would he own up to the mistake? Would he admit that maybe, just maybe, his golf club had wrongfully billed a Hollywood superstar? Yeah, right. Instead, Trump did what Trump does best. He denied everything. When asked about Jackson's claims, Trump shrugged it off, saying, I don't know Samuel L. Jackson. Never played golf with him. He acted like Jackson was some random guy off the street, not one of the most recognizable actors in the world.
Not a bad thing.
Now, it's very interesting when Donald Trump says someone is out on TV too much, because, you know, he's with exposure, he thinks it's very careful to just barely be on TV at all.
Barely get yourself out there.
But is that true? You say, now you claim right here you have met him.
Now, if Trump had just left it at that, maybe this whole thing would have blown over. But of course, he couldn't resist going full Twitter meltdown mode. And that's when things got even juicier. See, Jackson had proof. And not just some vague memory or hearsay, he had cold, hard receipts. Jackson pulled out the very bill from Trump's golf club that showed he was, in fact, listed as a member. That one piece of paper completely destroyed Trump's claim that they had never played golf together. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This wasn't just about Jackson and Trump's weird golf history. This raised serious questions about how Trump's golf clubs were run. If Jackson was being billed for a membership he never signed up for, how many other people were unknowingly paying fees for a club they weren't even a part of? Was Trump inflating his golf club's membership numbers to make it seem more exclusive? Was this a shady business tactic to squeeze money out of celebrities who had visited his clubs in the past? The whole situation felt like something straight out of a scam artist's playbook.
Yeah, I met him a lot.
You played golf with him.
I played golf with him.
He
I
claims...
actually played golf with him with Anthony Anderson one day.
Gotcha.
And we were all playing together, and we clearly saw him hook a ball into a lake at Trump National in Jersey. And his caddy told him he found it.
Instead of addressing the real issue, why Jackson was billed for a membership he never signed up for, Trump decided to throw a personal insult at him instead. Trump took to Twitter, because of course he did, and posted a truly petty jab at Jackson. He called him a boring actor and said that he does too many TV commercials. The internet collectively rolled its eyes at Trump's response. Instead of explaining why Jackson was on the club's membership list, Trump acted like a high school bully who had just been embarrassed in front of the whole class. Now, here's where it gets hilarious. Trump, the man who has slapped his name on everything from steaks to fake universities, was criticizing someone else for being on TV too much? Let's not forget that Trump's entire brand is built on self-promotion. This is a guy who has hotels, golf courses, casinos, a failed airline, bottled water, vodka, and even a board game with his name on it. If there's anyone who knows about overexposure, it's Donald J. Trump.
One day, I was here in New York, and was always calling him Samuel L. the Don. I go, who? The Don. Oh, Mr. Trump, how you doing? Yeah, you busy today? No. You want to play golf? Sure. Well, I'm not going to play, but I got a friend wants to play, and we're going to play at my club in, it was over here, not in Manhattan, but the other Trump club that's on this side of the...
But Jackson? He wasn't about to let this slide. Instead of getting mad, he just laughed all the way to the bank. His response? A perfect mic drop moment. When asked about Trump's insult, Jackson simply said, "What's in your wallet?" My wife's hand. If you've ever seen Jackson's Capital One commercials, you know this was a direct, savage callback to his famous slogan. And honestly, it was the perfect way to shut down Trump's weak insult. Jackson's response not only made light of Trump's pettiness, but also highlighted the real issue. Trump was trying to deflect from the fact that his golf clubs might have been fraudulently billing people. While Trump was busy throwing Twitter tantrums, Jackson was dropping receipts and exposing shady business practices.
Bridge. And when I got there, it was President Clinton.
Really?
Who could also verify that Donald Trump knows me.
Wow. Here's the bummer.
And Don did show up, and he took Bill in and bought him a jacket and gave me nothing.
I got bad news for you.
At first, Samuel L. Jackson thought he was just dealing with a bizarre billing mistake. But as he started digging, he realized something even crazier. He wasn't the only one who had mysteriously been signed up as a member at Trump's golf club. Turns out this wasn't just some one-off clerical error. Other celebrities, including Bill Clinton, had also been caught up in the same shady situation.
The one person that might not back you up right now in this story is Bill Clinton, because I don't know if he's going to want to say a story that he was golfing with Donald Trump either.
He didn't golf that day.
He didn't golf that day.
He did not golf that
So
day.
who did you end up golfing with?
With Mr. Clinton.
Now, imagine being a former US president and randomly discovering that you're an honorary member of a golf club you never actually joined. Sounds ridiculous, right? But this is exactly what Trump's club was apparently doing. Signing up high-profile names without their consent, likely to make it look like his clubs were more exclusive than they actually were. After all, nothing screams prestige like being able to say that big-name Hollywood actors, former presidents, and other elites are members of your club, even if they didn't actually sign up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Bill and I went out and played. Don showed up in the middle of the round, and we went into the clubhouse, and he gave Bill a jacket because it was a little chilly.
Wow. He didn't even ask you if you were cold?
No. I had a jacket on.
Oh, you already had a jacket
I was
on.
good.
This raises a huge question. Was Trump inflating his club's membership numbers on purpose? If so, why? Well, one possible reason is money. If the club could list people as members, especially wealthy, high-profile individuals like Jackson and Clinton, then they could bill them for annual fees whether they agreed to it or not. And let's be real, in Trump's world, overcharging and squeezing extra cash out of people is basically a business model. But it's not just about money, it's also about status and image. Trump has always been obsessed with branding himself as the king of luxury and exclusivity. And what better way to do that than by making it seem like A-list celebrities and political big shots were actively part of his clubs? The problem is, most of these people had no idea they were even listed as members until they received surprise bills. This whole situation makes you wonder, if Trump's golf clubs were doing this to famous people like Jackson, how many regular folks were unknowingly paying membership fees for a club they never actually joined? It's not a stretch to think that hundreds, if not thousands, of unsuspecting people could have been billed for memberships they never agreed to, just because they played a round of golf there once.
Trump is referencing an interview that Samuel L. Jackson did initially with United Airlines Rhapsody magazine, where he said that Trump isn't trustworthy on the course.
As soon as this story hit the internet, Samuel L. Jackson's fans went into full attack mode, and they weren't about to let Trump off easy. Social media exploded with memes, clapbacks, and a whole lot of well-deserved roasting. People couldn't believe that Trump had the audacity to deny knowing Jackson when there was literal proof that they had played golf together. I mean, this is Samuel L. Jackson we're talking about, one of the most recognizable actors of all time. How do you just forget someone like that? It didn't take long for people to start pointing out that this wasn't the first time Trump had forgotten someone when it suited him. Remember when he acted like he didn't know John Legend or Rosie O'Donnell, despite publicly feuding with them for years? Yeah, this was the exact same playbook. Trump has a habit of pretending people don't exist whenever he gets called out. Fans quickly caught on to this pattern and started dragging him for his selective amnesia.
Republican presidential candidate had tweeted, quote, "I don't know Samuel L. Jackson. To the best of my knowledge, haven't played golf with him and think he does too many TV commercials. Boring, not a fan."
One Twitter user joked, "Trump forgetting people is like my ex pretending we never dated." Another wrote, "Trump says he doesn't know Samuel L. Jackson, but the receipts say otherwise." And let's not forget the memes. Oh boy, the memes were priceless. People photoshopped Trump playing golf alone with captions like, "I don't know Samuel L. Jackson, I've never played golf with him." Others posted pictures of Jackson in his famous roles, joking that maybe Trump was just too scared to admit he played golf with Nick Fury. Jackson, of course, wasn't fazed by any of it. He didn't need to say much. His fans were doing all the talking for him. The internet had already turned against Trump, and at this point, all Jackson had to do was sit back, relax, and watch the chaos unfold.
You're a boring actor who does too many TV commercials.
Oh my God, did he tweet that?
Yeah, he did.
What was your reaction to that?
I look at my bank account, I laugh.
Instead of wasting time arguing with Trump on Twitter, Samuel L. Jackson decided to end the debate once and for all. He went straight for the ultimate move. Dropping hard proof that Trump was lying, Jackson took to Instagram and posted a copy of his golf club bill, the same one that listed his membership number at Trump's golf course. This wasn't just any random document, it was official proof that Trump's club had billed him as a member, despite Trump insisting they had never played golf together. The internet went wild. People were sharing the post like crazy, and within hours it had spread across all social media platforms. The Trump denies knowing Samuel L. Jackson narrative was now completely shattered, and Trump's attempt to downplay the story blew up in his face. But there was just one little problem. In his eagerness to expose Trump's shady tactics, Jackson accidentally leaked his own home address on the bill. Oops, of course the internet noticed immediately. Some fans were concerned about his privacy, while others joked that Trump supporters might show up at his house demanding a golf rematch. Realizing the mistake, Jackson quickly took the post down, but by then it was too late. The screenshots were already circulating, and the damage was done. Even though Jackson had to delete the post, it didn't change the fact that he had completely exposed Trump's lies. The proof was already out there, and there was no taking it back. His message had been received loud and clear. Trump lied, and Jackson had the receipts to prove it. This wasn't just a petty Twitter feud anymore, it was a full-blown scandal. Jackson had done something few people had managed to do. He had publicly embarrassed Trump using his own words and actions against him. And the best part? He didn't even have to say much. The facts spoke for themselves. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.